is a disaster, just because I've been moving around so many things and filming so many things. We will wait to see if people start to come in at some point. We're not going to do much. We're not going to do much tonight. Really, the plan is to just do Shaggy, K9, and these Super 7 weirdos. Eraser 2, the eraser behind Shaggy. We'll see. If people start to populate the stream. Another one of these surprise streams with absolutely no warning, no announcement. See how it goes. Hey, Optimal Mayo, how's it going? Oop, hey, Bungulus. We're just waiting for a few people to pop in and then we're going to get started today. How's everyone doing so far? Hey, Tended Winter. Yeah, everything's going okay. Hey, Robo Warrior. Okay. Looks like we have quite a few people popping in. Hey, Mellow Boy. Hey, Cappy. Sketchman, hello. Weird Kid, I'm doing good. How are you? Clockwork Gears, hey. Otwameo, yeah, so they've not released any other member of the gang so far. Wave 1 is Shaggy, a Mummy, and the Creeper. And I wanted to get the Creeper, but these guys go for $30 a pop. And this is a different design team. Hey, Horticanate. This is a different Jada design team than the Street Fighter team, right? And even if these toys are really good, I don't know if I'd necessarily want to get the monsters. I would love to get versions of the entire Scooby Gang. Have they already shown off a Wave 2? So like I said, Wave 1 is literally just Shaggy and the Creeper and the Mummy. I want to say we've seen a Daphne. Have they shown off a Daphne prototype, maybe? Or am I crazy? I know we've not seen Fred or Velma. I know for a fact. That's what I thought. Wave 2 has Daphne. Which, here's the thing, right? I think it's so cool that, like, in the past 20 years of Scooby-Doo, Daphne has become, like, the more important one over Fred and Velma. I've always liked Daphne. I think Daphne's a really fun character. That said, I think... Clockwork Gears, I'm pretty sure I include you on my list of the people I was thanking. But yeah, no, I saw your comment, and I want to say that anyone who commented on the thank you guys or the I'm thinking about leaving videos, thank you so much for your words of support. Admittedly, it's not been great. There's been a couple of issues these past few weeks, but the response to those videos really did, like, give a little bit of myself back, you know? Like, I woke up that next day and I felt a lot more like myself than I had in quite a few weeks. I saw Choose for Ask, how tall are these guys? So, I actually have no idea, because I thought they were 6 inches, but now that I have him standing next to Sagat, Sagat is closer to 7 inches. Shaggy looks closer to Sagat's height than Chun-Li's height, which makes me think that the Scooby-Doo figures might be taller. I did notice that when they were in the boxes, the Creeper and the Mummy looked massive. Like, they looked as big, if not bigger, than Sagat. And I thought maybe the monsters are just big. No, I think everyone in this line might be closer to 7 inches. I actually have a DC Multiverse Batman I want to compare this Shaggy to when we get him unboxed. Here, I'll show you the Batman. I have my my McFarlane Collector Edition Golden Age Batman, which this is very similar to the style of Batman that you would have seen alongside the original Batman and Scooby-Doo crossover. Weaponized toy, I can't talk. Weaponized toy car. Thank you very much. That's something I saw a lot of people saying is, even if Transformers is no longer their thing, they still really appreciate the channel, which, for the headspace I was in, where I was questioning, does anyone care about my opinion on these things, that really did, it helped me. It helped me just know, like, no, this is okay. I saw someone ask, would these guys look good with the McFarlane Super Friends style figures? They're 5 inches tall. They're going to be way too short. Like, even if this is just 6 inches and not seven, um, those toys would be way too short to go with these Scooby Doo figures. Yeah. So someone has already taken a guess as to what figures I have on standby to compare them to. You can see, like, really just looking at the box, I know for a fact these Mattel guys are probably not going to scale the best. Then again, it looks like there's a lot of open space underneath Shaggy's feet. So we're just going to have to wait and see. Um, so who knows? Maybe he's just floating in a lot of open plastic. I actually don't know how. Uh, Tinted winter? No, it doesn't sound creepy. Like, I appreciate that there's so many people out there who even care about what I have to say about anything. You know, I told this story in the videos, but like, there's been times where I have gone to the hospital and no one showed up. Um, so just the idea that I could upload a video, thousands of people watch, hundreds of people reach out. That, like, in a positive way, that shattered some of my worldview. Because I thought no one would care. I actually uploaded that first video assuming that people were only going to become, like, way worse. Um, and instead, like, everyone was so positive and uplifting after that. And I cannot tell you how thankful I am for that. Um, and mainly, that's a big reason why I wanted to do a stream today, is I just wanted to hang out with you guys for a bit. That's also why I kind of just have random stuff to open. I don't really have a plan for today. I guess we're doing a lot of Beast Wars, just because I have a lot of Beast Wars stuff to open. But I also really want to open this Jada Shaggy. So, yeah, and Road Warrior, I think that's kind of how I am. I'm not going to be buying a lot of modern Transformers, but there are still things I'm interested in. Like, I'm still collecting. Like, I want to show this off. I just got this guy today. This is Cybertron Longrak. Longrak is, of course, a character from Beast Wars Neo, and IDW made it official that this is what Maximal Longrak looked like back on Cybertron. He is a very nice remold of Armada Hoist. This is one of the few Armada molds that I have never owned before. So finally getting Longrak, I am so excited. I did not know there was a live action Scooby-Doo show coming out. Is that a thing? Yeah, Clockwork Gears. I was on Dr. Lockdown's toy reveal stream for the most recent Hasbro Pulse stream, and I was talking to a few people about it. And I want to say this right now: Dr. Lockdown is one of the single kindest people in this community. Too kind, if anything. Such a nice, pleasant human being. Another person who reached out to me to make sure I was okay. And they invited me to do the stream. I thought there was only going to be like 3 of us. And then when I got on, there was, oh, hey, Slugganoid. I thought there was only going to be 3 people on the stream. I got on, and there was like 8 people there. And don't get me wrong, every time I get a chance to work with Doc, I love it. Every time I get a chance to work with most of those guys, I love it. 8 people on one reveal stream might have been a bit too much. Whoa, hey, Quacky. Yeah, no. So, my Jada sickness has gone to the point where I am now going to try out the Scooby-Doo figures. Quacky Wacky, everyone, who is not only one of my absolute favorite people making videos right now, and is so much funnier than me that it actually infuriates me. I'm mad that Quacky is so much funnier than I am. But I recently got them hooked on the Jada Street Fighter stuff. I told them they have to get Chun-Li, and they did. And now they're tempted to get more Street Fighter figures, because I'm telling you, Jada Street Fighter, they're so good. They're so good. If you doubt me, just get one. Just get one. And I guarantee you will love it. I guarantee, if you get a Jada Street Fighter toy and you don't love them, I will pay you back the money. No, I will not. No, I will not. That's not a legally binding agreement I just said, but I do really think that you would enjoy it. Just pick a character, any character you like. And if you walk away from that and you don't have a temptation to get another Jada Street Fighter toy, then I will eat my hat. Um, I saw that something about Chumley. That's pretty good. Tended winner Sagat. Sagat's my favorite one. I think he's the best. It's either him or Balrog is the best of the line so far. But then again, they just showed off T-Hawk and Zangief. They look so good. Someone asked if I know who Perspective's End is. I've spoken with them 2 or 3 times, always about Beast Wars. Um, I think Perspective's End is super interesting. I think that they're blunt, but they are very polite. Hey, Peppy, how's it going? I might not agree with a lot of the stuff that Perspective End thinks, but at the same time, I think the fact that Perspective's End is a fellow Beast Wars soldier, we're in the pits fighting for the glory and the honor of Beast Wars, means that Perspective's End and I, we have the cowboy nod to each other. You know, we look at one another, and if we're not eye to eye, we tip the cap to one another. And I like a lot of their videos. Again, I don't agree with a lot of their points, but I think they're interesting, and I enjoy their perspective. Someone mentioned this. It's one of my favorite little pieces of trivia. Clockwork Gears. Am I the only one thinking Ron would call G1 Scrapper daddy if Scrapper was real and they were dating? Scrapper would never date me. Scrapper is way out of my league. But someone mentioned Shaggy being vegetarian. That's true. Casey Kasem, who was the voice of Shaggy, literally for I think 30 years. From the 60s, no, it would have been 40, all the way into the 2000s. Casey Kasem, very famously, was a vegetarian. And it was important to him that Shaggy was also a vegetarian. And when you look through the history of Scooby-Doo, you're going to see exceptions to this rule, but for the most part, and starting in the 2000s, always, Shaggy is a vegetarian. He doesn't eat meat, to reflect Casey Kasem. Another thing, I saw a lot of people mentioning this, Scooby-Doo is really good about honoring the performers who do Scooby-Doo. Like, Casey Kasem was Shaggy until he passed away, and then Matthew Lillard took over. But before they hired Matthew Lillard, they literally went and got the approval from Casey Kasem. It was important to the Scooby-Doo creative team that Casey Kasem essentially give the go-ahead. Same thing with Frank Welker. Frank Welker has been Fred in almost every Scooby-Doo project since the 60s. He's also been Scooby in everything except the original Scooby-Doo cartoon, because in the original Scooby-Doo cartoon, that was Don Messick. By the way, Don Messick, who is also the person who voiced G1 Ratchet and G1 Scavenger. So, there's actually a lot of interesting crossovers between Transformers and Scooby-Doo. They're doing a Mystery Machine, supposedly. If that's true, I hope we get a comic or just anything like a story, and I want them to acknowledge the fact that there's so many Scooby-Doo voice actors who are also Transformers voice actors. Because again, just off the top of my head, Casey Kasem was Cliffjumper and Teletron 1. He was also Shaggy. Don Messick was Ratchet and Scavenger. He was also Scooby-Doo. Frank Welker is Megatron. And, Cruzilla. What makes the ending of Beast Wars bad and what makes the ending of Beast Machines good? So, I don't think Beast Wars' ending is terrible. For me, the issue with Beast Wars, its ending, is that it literally wasn't supposed to be the ending. It was supposed to be the end of that season, but that wasn't supposed to be the end of the story. There was still a lot of dangling plot threads, and a lot of character arcs just got completely derailed. The single greatest missed opportunity in Beast Wars, I think, is how they had to destroy the intended ending for the Vok. So, if you've not seen Beast Wars, there is a group of squid like aliens with skull faces called the Vok. And they are omnipotent. They made the Earth to be a giant science experiment. They are the ultra looming threat over the Maximals and the Predacons throughout the entire show. And Tarantulas becomes obsessed with them. The Vok are also the species that kidnap Tigatron and Airraiser and then turn them into Tigerhawk. Now, in Beast Wars ending, the Vok die trying to stop Tarantulas, and then Tigerhawk is killed by Megatron. What the story was supposed to be was that Tigatron and Airraiser Sparks would have stayed with the Vok, and Tigatron would have learned to communicate with the Vok, and Tigatron would his empathy and his love for the planet Earth and his triumph in the face of tragedy, the fact that he was able to overcome the pain of losing someone, his humanity would have affected the Vok. And the Vok, as a result, would have become a benevolent species. I saw someone at some point claim that Beast Wars was going to imply that the Vok became like Judeo-Christian God, like a all-powerful, benevolent being that like would guide humanity. I don't think that was actually the intent, but the intent was that the Vok would have become a benevolent species entirely because of Tigatron. Tigatron and Airraiser would have been brought back online, but they would not return to Cybertron. They would stay amongst the Vok and continue to guide them as they explored their newfound humanity and their newfound empathy. Which, to me, that is a perfect ending. That is a perfect ending for Tigatron. That's the perfect ending for Beast Wars. It's the perfect ending to the themes of Beast Wars. Because right now, Beast Wars ends like a war. And I know that sounds really dumb for me to be like, well, a cartoon with the word war ends like a war. But Beast Wars, throughout all of it, the Maximals are constantly going back to this idea: we're not soldiers, we're scientists. We seek to understand, we seek to guide. So the idea that the ultimate threat of the universe, the Vok, would have been undone not by killing them, but by Tigatron's humanity resonating with them, to me is a much more satisfying ending. And I like that one way more. So that's why I think the Beast Wars ending isn't great. In terms of when you take everything about Beast Wars into account. There's also the fact that I do legitimately think that for everything great about Beast Wars has legitimate problems. And the most inexcusable thing about Beast Wars is how they handled Tigatron and Airraiser. As soon as Tigatron and Airraiser are gone, people stop talking about them, we move on, and that feels wrong. That feels incredibly wrong. Especially when we've had so many episodes where we got to know Tigatron and Airraiser. We get to see their relationship go from friends to eventually them being in a relationship. By the way, that's a thing that is actually hinted at throughout later season 1 and into early season 2. The fact that Tigatron and Airraiser are becoming more and more on the same page away from the Maximals. Like, there's a lot of times in later season 1 where the Maximals can't find Tigatron, so instead of going to Tigatron, they go to Airraiser and they say, can you go tell Tigatron this? And I realized the other day, that's kind of like in Star Wars, how if Obi-Wan can't find Anakin, he goes to Padme. And it's like, we're not saying anything, but we know. We know that you know where he is. Blobbles, I actually agree with you. I don't think we do see enough of Airraiser. Hey, Dels Gunpla! Airraiser is my favorite Beast Wars character. Tigatron is my second favorite Beast Wars character. I love Beast Wars, and I love Tigatron and Airraiser. I don't love how Beast Wars treated Tigatron and Airraiser. Especially when you compare how they treat Dinobot's death, how they treat Tigerhawk's death. Oh, hey, Shardik, hey, Duck Boy. Oh, hey, Scott. I'm doing all right. You know, we're just hanging out. I'm just trying to do a stream and kind of get back into the groove of things. And then someone asked me, why do I think Beast Machines has a good ending? I think Beast Machines has a good ending because that, to me, does fulfill the themes of Beast Machines. the themes of Beast Machines is supposed to be coming to terms with your place in the universe and the idea that you might not be significant, but your actions can affect others, the idea of sacrifice, the idea of balance. The ultimate battle between Megatron and Primal, Megatron stealing Primal's old body because he is still regressive. He takes Cybertron back to the Dark Ages. He is the remnant of Cybertron's past. He is awful. And then you have Primal, who's supposed to represent the change, who represents the progress, the willingness to sacrifice yourself for the better tomorrow. And the way it ends is with both of them taking the wash. Um, so yeah, I really like Beast Machine's ending. Hey, Dual Apocalypses. Yeah, no, I'm feeling a good bit better. Yeah, no. So I saw someone ask, "Are we just yapping the stream?" No, I swear to you, we are going to open stuff. I've been enjoying yapping. I really like yapping. Idiot Soldier. I actually have it on my schedule. I think I have Skywarp in November. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I have Skywarp and Ironhide both in November. So it's funny. Creation Chaotic. That was similar to what Beast Wars Season 4 was supposed to be. Like, both Beast Wars Season 4 and Prime Season 4 were both supposed to be spacefaring adventures with cowboys and aliens. It's really funny that Prime and Beast Wars both had the same concept. Even the idea that, like, we have to hunt down what's left of the enemy. Because the original idea for Season 4 was going to be Dragon Megatron escapes off the shuttle, so we're having to find him. And then that was going to be similar to what Prime was going to do. Okay, Quacky, if you're going to start shit about Armada on my channel, you and I are going to talk. Quacky Wacky, oh, well, you know what? Maybe if it was animated, Quacky Wacky would be fine with Armada. Oh, I love Armada. Damn it, you don't love Armada, you love animated. Damn it! You see, this is why Quacky's funny. They can do impressions. I can't do impressions. I'm just a big dumb dummy. Alright. I'm gonna open the Shaggy. Damn it. Oh, that's right! Happy birthday, Quacky! I meant to send you a message. But happy birthday. Oh, so Thomas, speaking of Rise of the Beast Air Razor, that's actually going to be one of the toys we open tonight, hopefully. Let's see here. Idiot Soldier, how big would Unicron be if he was in real life? I feel like they've said how tall he is. I don't remember, but I feel like there's someone out there that has mentioned. Oh my god! Okay. Oh, I'm not big on that. Okay, so first of all, love this box, right? I love that you have the mist, just like the intro. You have the mansion from the intro. It looks like the bats are supposed to fly out, and you're going to hear Scooby-Dooby-Doo. I thought this was going to be like Jada Street Fighter, and you'd be able to pull this out and have a display backdrop. That's not a display backdrop. That's literally just the back of this one box. Okay, that's something... That's not a big deal. It would have been nice if I'd been able to pull that out. Because that does look like a nice little backdrop. But, you know. Oh, Christian, so why am I doing Whirl during Pride Month? It's a couple of reasons. In IDW, Whirl, when they take on a Hollow Matter avatar, it is a little girl. So there's something you could read into there that said the more direct reason is because he is in a relationship with Cyclonus, starting in the last issue of Lost Light. Essentially, in the last issue of Lost Light, Cyclonus and Tailgate have an open relationship, and Cyclonus essentially invites Whirl into their relationship. And then also, I don't know, Rescue Bot's Whirl would be an ally. I don't know why. Just there's a few characters where I'm like, that one would be an ally, and Rescue Bot's Whirl would be an ally. If you want to know the real reason, it's because there's not that many LGBTQ plus characters in Transformers. Um, but like, I thought like Whirl is a character that a lot of people want to see, and it's also a good month to do Whirl. It'd be fun to talk about Whirl. So I thought even though this isn't ideal, it's good enough, and it gives people an episode they've been wanting to see, and it allows me to continue on for one final year having LGBTQ plus characters for every episode Many Toys of. Blastoff is there because of Onslaught, but more importantly because of Cosmos. Because him and Cosmos are in a relationship in IDW 2.0. So, Tended Winter, I actually thought about making a video about Black Arachnia and how they can represent things to the LGBTQ plus community. I actually wound up doing that about Tigatron instead. Next week, I have a video that I'm calling a queer analysis, but really it's a lot more just my personal experiences and how I think you can look to Tigatron as a way to kind of come to terms with yourself. A very cool species. I like that we don't learn much about them. I like that they're kept mysterious. My one issue is it's never said in the show, but according to the story Bible, the Vok are an evolution of the Swarm from G2. I never liked that. I always preferred the idea that the Vok are an evolution of the Quintessons, which is why they're so squid-like. So Rebel Warrior, that's what I thought. I always assumed that they were related to the Quintessons, but no, according to the story Bible, they're the descendants of the Swarm. Okay. We are 30 minutes in to this unboxing live stream, and we are only now unboxing the first thing. Schluggenoid, I thought you've been here. I thought I said hello to you when you came in. Am I watching the World Cup? I am not. Mostly because I have no interest in the World Cup. Quacky Wacky, you should. You should get a Jada Mega Man, and then you should get a Jada Cammy. And you should... Who else would Quacky Wacky like? I know that you want Cammy. I don't know why, but I really think you would like Balrog. I really think you would like the Balrog toy. Hey, Hessian, how's it going? All right. Oh, no, Shaggy. So how does Shaggy feel? Okay. So he's obviously a very thin toy, but for how thin he is, there is a good density here. Oh, wow. Oh, my God, that neck. They've captured the neck really well. What all you got in the neck? There's a really good ball joint in the neck. You have a hinge down here at the neck, at the bottom of the neck. You have a diaphragm joint here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Good range. Good range on that. Universal here at the shoulder. Upper arm cut. Double jointed elbow. That's nice. And then we have a universal down here at the wrist. Anything in the waist? There's a waist joint, and it's hidden by the shirt. Oh my God. So if you peel the shirt up, look at that. They've actually, given him a flesh tone underneath the shirt. You can't even see that unless you're really trying to. That's a nice attention to detail. How's the spread? Look at that spread! Putting fucking Spider-Man to shame. Wow. Okay. Upper leg cut. Look at that knee. Holy shit. Okay. So articulation-wise, very much on par with the Jada Street Fighter. Nothing in the toe. Nothing in the toe, but yes in the ankle. Good range of motion. And because of how they sculpted his bell-bottom jeans, they don't get in the way. The likeness is just perfect. I mean, look at that. That's a really nice head sculpt for Shaggy. We also have a good screaming face, which is going to be great if we get Scooby. These arms feel strong enough. I'm hoping that when we get Scooby, he's going to be able to cradle Scooby. Because that's the iconic pose, right? Is Scooby jumping up into Shaggy's arms. We also have a box of Scooby snacks. Now you look inside, there's actually Scooby snacks sculpted. And we also have a single Scooby snack that can be put in the box. And then right here, he can just hold it. Okay, I was wondering if there was text. No, there's just like lines that would have been like the nutritional information of the Scooby snacks. Even still, that's nice. Okay. How does he scale? Okay, I can see he's a lot shorter than I thought he was going to be. So he is definitely 6 inches tall. He is definitely 6 inches tall. Brutaku, that's actually on a leak listing. There's supposed to be a crossover with Scooby-Doo coming out. Oop. Oh my fucking god! Oh my god! He's a literal dickhead. Okay. I'm gonna have to censor that. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my fucking god. Okay. I am. I'm suddenly very self-conscious. Let's give him the big open hands. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, okay. Yeah. It's coming together. The pose I want is coming together. Wait a minute, can he maybe yeah, like he was trying to cover both eyes, but he's peeking out. Yeah. Just straight up a panicking Shaggy. There we go. I'm happy with that. So you get a great range of motion. Like they've captured the design perfectly. You can get him in cartoony poses and it work. And he has a great center of gravity. You can see oh well, as soon as I say he has a great center of gravity, right? As soon as you compliment a figure on stream, that's when it's going to actively try to fight you. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's see how he looks with McFarlane Batman, Golden Age Batman. Okay, hear me out. That kind of works for me. I know Shaggy's supposed to be a taller guy, but Shaggy is still a teenager. You know, he's 16. Batman is fucking Batman. So yeah. Kristen, who do I think is World's best friend? I mean, in IDW, it's absolutely Cyclonus. It's absolutely Cyclonus. In G1, you just don't see enough of him. I guess maybe Roadbuster? Yeah, Robo Warrior. That's why I chose this Batman. It's because it's the Golden Age Batman. This looks a lot like the Batman that would have been in the original Scooby-Doo Batman crossover. I could have also done Batman the Brave and the Bold, but I don't have a toy of that Batman. It'd be cool if we got one, though. I also want to ask about the AMK Beast Wars guys. Those are things I'm going to be looking for at BotCon. Hey, Rhythm Lensman. Robo Warrior Cyclonus was not, or rather, Whirl was not in the G1 cartoon. He was in the Marvel comic, though. And then, Tended Winter, I think you asked this. Cyclonus was part of the Pride Month videos last year. Him, RC, and Ratchet. Cosmos 2. Yeah. No, Quacky Wacky, you were totally right. For anyone who's looking for a great Batman that would go with these Scooby-Doo guys, get the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Batman crossover figure. That Batman would be perfect for these guys. And now let's see how this Batman looks. That's still decent. The Mattel guys look good. The Mattel guys might look better, actually, with the Scooby-Doo figures. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Here, I have a couple. Where are you? Here's the Flash. Seal Comics. Cosmos was in a relationship with Blastoff in IDW 2.0. And then here he is with the Joker. Yeah, it looks nice. Looks good. So, I have to say, Jada, Rhythm Lensman, you've been doing the Impactor streak for at least like 6 months, I think. No, I would never let Megatronus and Solus move in with me. Apparently, on Ancient Cybertron, the 13 Primes never invented fucking red flags. You know what? That would totally be an episode of like a funny Scooby-Doo cartoon. Is like Batman just assuming Shaggy was the criminal, and Shaggy be like, "It wasn't me, man. It was the dog." What am I saying? Shaggy would never snitch. Shaggy would never snitch on Scooby. He'd snitch on any of the other ones, but not Scooby. Ooh, in Cyberverse. I mean, when I think of Whirl in Cyberverse, I think of Perceptor and I think of Clobber. And of course, Hot Rod is in that mix too. So I'm going to assume that's Whirl's friend group in Cyberverse would be probably Chromia too, but definitely Clobber, Perceptor, and Hot Rod. Oh no, you're right. It's the 60s. They absolutely would be mad if they found out about Shaggy smoking something. But yeah, no, so Jada. Jada still, in my opinion, best domestic toy company. One of the best toy companies going right now in the world. Love them. Love them, love them, love them. And I'm happy to see that it's not just Street Fighter because I've played with the Mega Man toys now. They are also great, especially for their price because they go for 20. And the Scooby-Doo figures feel just as good. They're in a very different style. You know, they don't feel like copy and paste. They don't feel like a downgrade. This feels like a awesome toy. And if you had told me that this was a different company, I might believe you because it's great for different reasons in the Street Fighter figures. Like you look at Chun-Li, right? You got texture detail, you have a very light paint shading. Meanwhile, with Scooby, it's a lot more flat colors, simple sculpting. Even then, you can see they put in the wrinkles of the t-shirt. Like, this is great for very different reasons. So, Jada, keep doing what you're doing. I don't do sponsorships, but by God, if Jada fucking said, Ron Bondujan, we want you to do I would pay them. I would pay them for a sponsorship. If Jada was like, hey, we're going to send you Zangief and T-Hawk, I would pay double. I'd pay double for them bastards. Boy. I'd pull an Optibotamus. Maybe, if I show a Coca-Cola can enough, Coke will sponsor me. Well, maybe if I put Sagat in enough streams, Jada will notice me. Notice me, senpai. Notice me, Jada. mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Jada Metal Gear. That'd be kind of cool. Uh, Jesus Christ. How much of a bootlicker would I be if I were to do a video and it's just like top 10 toy lines I hope Jada makes someday? Like, Jesus Christ. Mortal Kombat, top of the list. Jada, Metal Gear would be fun. I'm not even a Metal Gear fan, but they would make some great toys. Uh, I like what Mattel's doing with DC, so I don't feel like I need Jada DC. That said, I think Jada Marvel, you might get my ass to buy some Marvel toys. I don't even like Marvel, but I might buy some Jada Godzilla. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Jada Godzilla. Um, Jada Godzilla would be real good. Jada Dragon Ball Z, good call, tinted winner. That's a good call. I saw someone say Jada Sonic. I like it, but I don't know. Jax is doing such a good job with Sonic. I wouldn't want to take it away from them. Jada Ninja Turtles. That's something. That's Jada Kamen Rider. I don't even like Kamen Rider. I don't know Kamen Rider, but I'd buy a Kamen Rider toy. Jada He-Man. Sure. Uh, Creation Chaotic. I have messed with Rebel Tech. Rebel Tech is still around. They just did Street Fighter toys. They did Juri, Chun-Li, and Ryu from Street Fighter 6. And they also did the Amazing Yamaguchi line. So that's where a lot of the Rebel Techs are now, is they're doing Amazing Yamaguchi. Hey Brutaku, I'm glad you liked my GoBots video. Jada Street Fighter, or Jada Resident Evil, that'd be fun. That's the real thing, is like, what are the other Capcom brands that would be great with Jada? Like Final Fight, obviously. Obviously Final Fight, holy shit. Resident Evil. Phoenix Wright. A Jada Phoenix Wright? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Devil May Cry, that'd be good. Jada Ultraman. Okay, so first of all, Darkstalkers, absolutely, that'd be great. Jada God of War. Oh my god, and then maybe then we could actually get a character that isn't Kratos. Yeah. Yeah, Jada God of War. So here's the question. Well, I mean, okay, so we know they're doing a God of War show. We know they're remaking the God of War, like, PS2 and PS3 games. If they do God of War, first of all, yes, absolutely, good call. Jada should do it. I hope that it would be like, okay, Wave 1, obviously Kratos is there, but then also give us, like, in Wave 1, right? In Wave 1, give us Kratos, Freya, and Ares. Because we've never gotten a toy of Ares. And I would want, like, every wave, it's like at least one character from the Greek era and one character from the Norse era. So comics, I'm glad that you found someone. Jada's Star Wars. Rhythm Lensman, if it was Jada Star Wars, I would want it to be specific. Like, I wouldn't want it to be a catch-all. I would want it to be like we are doing Tartakovsky Clone Wars. And we're not going to make them look realistic or like they go with Black Series. They're going to look exactly like they did on the cartoon. Like, I'm starting to see more and more, that's Jada's greatest strength, is each toy line feels exactly like that aesthetic. Jada toys feel like Jada toys, but they don't look like Jada toys, because Jada toys look perfect. My Adventures with Superman. Good pull. That would be good. Yeah, we should probably open something else. Jada Popeye? Okay. But Popeye. Guys, Popeye is like low-key one of my favorite fucking things ever. I love Popeye. I would kill for if it was just one wave. One wave, Popeye, olive oil, Bluto. That's all I need. That's all I need. You know, maybe if you want to do wave two, you can do like the Sea Hag and Pappy, but I just want the main three. And then like, dude, I would love Jada Garfield. I know that Boss Fight Studio just did a Garfield line. I don't like how those toys scale. Here, someone was asking if I could get advice. Yeah, if what's your advice for me? I don't think it's that crazy that I like a classic Golden Age cartoon. Popeye's literally one of the most famous characters to ever exist. There was literally a point where Popeye was the most popular cartoon character. Granted, that was 80 years ago, but he was still the most popular cartoon character for a moment. Everyone knows Popeye. Everyone knows Popeye. Popeye's great. Okay, okay. So someone said they'd give me advice. I would love to hear the advice. And now someone specifically wanted me to open the Wolf Beast Wars Transformer, so we're going to do that. So this is K9. Ooh. Oh, that's cool. Someone got Blocky's Acid Storm the exact same time that I did my Acid Storm video. Oh, yeah. So this is K9. And K9 is a remold, or maybe just a straight repaint of Wolfang. And Wolfang was actually supposed to be in the Beast Wars cartoon. Tigatron, his character, his arc, everything that was supposed to go to Wolfang. But they changed it to Tigatron because Tigatron was a newer toy at the time. So I'm so excited. This is, of course, from the Beast Wars Retro line. These were the remakes. Some of these toys are dog shit. Like their Megatron and the Rat Trap, they were just super loose mold degradation. That said, toys like Cybershark and Wolfang were really, really, really good and felt great. So, I'm hoping that K9 will be okay. So, Christian, the reason why K9 looks like a shepherd is because he is a German shepherd. And you're completely right, German shepherds would not have been around at that point. But you know. So, Hortica, Nate, you mentioned about Tigatron being a lone wolf character. Tigatron really isn't a lone wolf character. Tigatron is always with Snowstalker until Snowstalker is killed. Like, Tigatron's always a part of an ambush. For anyone who doesn't know, that's what you call a group of tigers. They're called an ambush! Darkest Night, I hear ya. My dad was literally a preacher. Lone Tiger, that's pretty good. So yeah, if anyone is curious about my incessant ramblings about Tigatron, there's going to be a whole video about it in a week, and how I think Tigatron is. Okay, you want to know my hot take? Here's my hot take. Tigatron is the most human-feeling Transformer and has the most depth of any Transformer character. I'm not saying he's my favorite. I'm not saying that I think he should be your favorite. But I think in terms of emotional depth and vulnerability, Tigatron is the single most human, best written character. Mad Prime, I have seen the Backrooms movie, and I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. Kind of insane that that poor director immediately got fucking doxxed. Okay, so first thoughts. K9 feels decent. He actually feels like a vintage Beast Wars character. I did not see Obsession. I want to, though. Okay. So, Many Toys of Optimus Prime is actually something I've been thinking about. I know that I want to do another one of the big four if I ever hit 20,000 subscribers, because that's what I did with Starscream. So right now in my head, it's like, oh, well, if I hit 20,000, it's going to either be Optimus or Bumblebee. But I don't know if I'm going to make you guys wait that long, because who knows, maybe I'll never get that many subscribers. So I don't really have a plan to do Optimus this year, but Optimus absolutely is in the cards. Don't uh, don't think that I don't know how much people want Optimus. I have been actively trying to find a good spot for Optimus. Um, so Thomas, that's Snowstalker. Snowstalker is the tiger that. It's actually sadder than that. Snowstalker is the tiger that Tigatron found. When Tigatron's pod scanned in alternate mode, it scanned Snowstalker. Literally, the first being, the first other living thing Tigatron knew or befriended was Snowstalker. And then it was Tigatron's errant bullet that caused the explosion that killed Snowstalker. Snowstalker's only friend in the world, the only friend that lived with him in the way he wanted, because Tigatron does not like being a robot. Tiger lives and identifies as the tiger. And when Snowstalker dies, that's the only relationship he had where he was able to be himself. Like the death of Snowstalker is so tragic to me. By the way, someone keeps saying Soundwave Revisited. November. Queen's Doge. A lot of the Beast Wars characters turn into female animals. Waspinator is a female wasp. I'm pretty sure Cheetor is a female cheetah. Tigatron's absolutely a female tiger, and the only reason we know that is because we know that he scanned Snowstalker. Inferno is a female ant. I think Scorponok is a female scorpion. There's like a whole list, like based on sexual dimorphism, which ones are animals. By the way, I took this tail out because it's a gun. I'm only now realizing that it really does look like I just ripped like anal beads out of this thing. Okay. Transform. I'm no longer comfortable with you. I don't remember how to transform. Oh yeah, I forgot. You gotta take the back off. Keep in mind that Canine and Wolfang were a very early mold for Beast Wars. So they're not the most refined figures in the world. So just messing with my Wolfang right now. Jesus Christ, okay. Well, that wasn't supposed to come out that way. It's definitely a little jank feeling. You might have noticed that I have indeed ripped off the arms by accident, but I'll be honest, that was probably user error. That doesn't feel like weak ball joints. That feels like I was too dumb to unpeg something. But it's okay, because they're going to go right back on. So I've seen a lot of people say that Canine is the best repaint in Beast Wars, or one of the best, way better than Wolfang. I totally disagree. I don't think Wolfang, or rather, I don't think Canine looks anywhere near as good as Wolfang. I think Wolfang still blows Canine out of the water. Come on. There we go. Like, this looks okay, right? This looks fine. It doesn't look as good as Wolfang. The mutant head looks so bad, like with this pale yellow. Here, how's your face look? The face looks better. That's fine, because I prefer the mutant head down on Wolfang, so I'm okay with Canine. Shit. Okay, that was not user error. That was me just trying to slide the chest up. Okay. Those things just popped out. Well, you know what? I wanted a Canine for cheap. I got a Canine for cheap. So Retro Canine does not feel anywhere near as nice as Retro Wolfang. Still doesn't feel terrible, though. Still doesn't feel terrible. This is a decent feeling figure. Doesn't feel anywhere near as nice as the vintage. I've messed with the vintage. I just didn't want to pay for the vintage. Even still, not the worst of the Beast Wars retro figures. Not the worst by a long shot. What would Canine look like on Cybertron? I don't know. I feel like Wolfang and Canine would look a lot like Cybertron Breakdown. I don't know why. That's just the vibe I get because the shoulder pads. Looks pretty good. Okay. So Quacky Wacky asked me a problem. I want to go up and see what Quacky asked me. Quacky, I don't know what the fuck a Kamen Rider Kuga is, okay? I don't know your nerd shit. And I saw someone say that K9 looks like a knockoff. I don't think K9 looks like a knockoff. K9 absolutely is one of the like more brighter colored Beast Wars figures. It doesn't look bad, but it does look a little bit off. Yeah, Rebel Warrior, I think that was the big problem with the Beast Wars retro figures, right? They were overpriced, but even worse, all the characters that were in the first wave had Kingdom figures. So, like, you had Retro Rat Trap out at the same time as Kingdom Rat Trap, Retro Primal out at the same time as Kingdom Primal, Retro Cheetor out at the same time as Kingdom Cheetor. The issue is, all the Kingdom toys to a modern collector look better. Like, the best selling of the retro figures were characters like Cybershark, characters like Retrax, eventually Tigatron, because he came out before Kingdom Tigatron. I think that if you were going to do a retro Beast Wars line, you should have done characters that did not have Kingdom figures yet. It also would have been a great time to do some Transmetals, but apparently those molds just might not exist anymore. Iguanus, another good one, another great one. Someone asked me what is my favorite Beast Wars bug. That person clearly does not know about my undying love of Transketo. I love Transketo. I don't think I dislike any Beast Wars design. That's my toxic trait. Quacky, truth be told, I'm trying to think, is there a Beast Wars design I dislike? There are Beast Wars toys I dislike, but there's not a Beast Wars design I dislike. Oh, hell yeah, Jake the Train Guy. I'm glad that you're setting up a bank account. So, Unknown, I actually really like Injector. I think Injector's toy was a bit too ambitious. It doesn't really work as a toy, but as a design, that is a very strong design. Dumb Jake World, hello, hello. Ooh, some of the Transmetals have molded on Minicon pegs due to their reissues in Armada. I don't know, Dumb Jake. I don't think anyone would have cared that much. Like, if you could have gotten people a, like, toy or a cartoon accurate Transmetal Megatron in 2020 that wouldn't shatter, that would have sold a lot better than Body 1 Megatron, I think. Because Retro Megatron shelf warmed real badly, at least in my area. Meanwhile, if you want to like get a Transmetal Megatron that doesn't break, you have to get the Metals Megatron or you have to get the Transart Megatron. Both are great toys, but they're also both very expensive. I don't know. So I actually like all of the Armada repaints for the Beast Wars toys. I think Purple Cheetor looks amazing. Predacon is literally one of my favorite toys ever. I like the Air Razor. I like especially the character of that Air Razor. I like the Pterosaur in the green. The green just looks really good. I guess like maybe the worst one for me is Armada Rhinox. Even then, I think Armada Rhinox looks really good. Like I actually own. I still need to get Air Razor and Rhinox, but that's a massive like goal of mine. Is I want to collect all of the Armada Beast Wars guys. So Brutaku, I like Big Moss. I prefer Transketo, just because I like the fact that Transketo is a little bit more understated and actually looks like a mosquito. So Scott, you're right. Rhinox is the only one that actually showed up in the cartoon. Even then, I don't know. That doesn't like make me think that you're any more valid than the others, because the others showed up in the canon comic books. That's got to count for something. So, I do want to show this off. I'm not opening these tonight. I'm actually waiting because I want these to be almost like event episodes. A lot of people know this, but in the back half of the year, I'm going to review every single Beast Wars toy released in the first year of Beast Wars. So all of the 1996 releases. Because of that, I'm also going to be doing just more reviews in general during the back half of the year. These are all going to start in July. I have a couple of toys that I've had for a few months that are very, very, very special. And I'm also going to be reviewing them during that time. For one, I have a boxed Beast Wars Neo Stampy. This actually belonged to Josh Perez, who was a great IDW artist. I actually got to know them where I was living for a few years. This was their Stampy. I have never owned a Stampy. This is going to be one of my very first Beast Wars Neo toys. So I'm really excited to open them up. This isn't going to be a stream. This is going to be a video because I want to make like a dedicated video to go over this figure. However, I have recently gained a stream. I've gained a Grell. I have a toy that I have been looking for 20 years. A toy that has had to travel across the globe. Traveled the world in the 7 seas, because everyone, they're looking for something. And what I was looking for was a Metals Megatron. Look at this! Look at this bastard! I finally got him. I've actually had him for a couple weeks. This has to be a proper video. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not saying like, oh, it wouldn't be special to do it on stream. But for one thing, I want to enjoy this by myself, right? This is special to me because this is literally a toy I have wanted for decades. For as long as I've known that this toy exists, I've wanted this toy. So, Dr. Lockdown did not give this to me. My jokes about it having to come across the globe is entirely because this is the Metals release. For anyone who doesn't know, the Japanese release of Transmetal Megatron, the Metals Megatron, is the only one that doesn't break. The Hasbro version has gold plastic syndrome. It breaks at the waist. This is the one that can survive, still in box. And I love him oh so much. Look at him and his chrome. I'm literally going to wear gloves when I open this thing up. Just because it is hard to get these guys nowadays. Any of the Metals figures are hard to get. This Megatron I got for a decent deal. I actually got him for $90 because I think someone really just wanted to get rid of them. So yeah. Doop. Someone asked, why do I still have the Christmas hat on my PFP? So I kind of lost my train of thought. The reason why I still have my Santa hat, Galvatron is a copyrighted character that I have absolutely no ownership of, right? So that means that Hasbro can do stuff with Galvatron, and there was a part of me that's like, well, okay, what if they do something really, like, shit with Galvatron, and then people might think that I'm, like, fanboying that Galvatron. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I'm going to use, for instance, someone who's in this chat, Dumb Jake. Dumb Jake's icon is Dumb Jake, right? The only person who's going to be doing something with that icon in an official capacity is Dumb Jake. My PFP I have no ownership of, which means it makes it feel weird that Galvatron could, you know, be used for an AI model or be used in like some weird political thing. You know, there's no saying what Galvatron could or couldn't be used for. So the reason why I kept my Santa hat Galvatron is entirely because Santa hat Galvatron isn't a Galvatron that Hasbro is making or would make. So it makes it feel like, okay, no, this is, you know, as the joke goes, my OC do not steal. It makes it feel like, okay, no, now people can see that I am not like a shill channel. I'm not like a Hasbro correspondent. This is that there is a degree of separation between me and Hasbro. And like it's all my own personal mind goblins and paranoia. No one else has ever thought of this. No one else needs to think of it because it's dumb. But it mattered to me that it's like, no, I don't want it to just straight up be Galvatron. And Zammy Zam, who did the Galvatron PFP, gave me that Galvatron as a thing for the holidays. And I just never switched it out because I liked the fact that, you know, this is a different Galvatron. There's a lot of people out there who can have a Galvatron PFP, but I'm the only one that has, as Scott just said, the Galvatron that stole Christmas. That is Ron Bondujan's Galvatron. And at one point, I was going to ask Zammy to like do a new hat for every month, and I thought that would just be a little bit weird, and it'd be too much headache. At some point, I do want to like just come up with a more basic hat, like maybe Galvatron with like a Santa hat or something. So Kristen, you're asking what about a more original profile pic? I've actually been talking to Zammy Zam. At one point, I had this idea of like, oh, what if we took like Scrapper, but we gave the visor more like a Captain Cold feel, and then we'll put him in like a Captain Cold parka. That kind of fell through. I want to change the PFP to something more original. I don't really know what I want it to be quite yet, because I don't want it to just be a cartoon of me. Like that's the big thing is I don't want it to just be me. So until then, it's Galvatron with the reindeer antlers and the Santa hat. I literally had to ask Dr. Lockdown, Dr. Lockdown, could you change my PFP? Because Dr. Lockdown was going to use my normal non-Christmas hat PFP. But yeah. I think let's open up some of these. So these are the reaction Beast Wars Transformers. You might notice the reduced stickers, the Ross stickers. These things went for nearly $25. I didn't even pay $7. I got them in a buy one and get one promotion. So you can see Wave 1. They did Megatron, Primal, Cheetor, Black Arachnia, and Dinobot. They also did a Tigatron in this line. That said, the Tigatron was literally just a blue and white Cheetor with no difference in the sculpt, so I didn't get it. Cheetor looks kind of iffy. Primal looks kind of iffy. Megatron just looks nice, though. And then Dinobot and Black Arachnia I thought looked okay. And Black Arachnia is my favorite Beast Wars character, so boom. I got them. Put you guys back there for now. That's a good idea, Dumb Jake World. Why don't I also start calling the channel Dumb Dujon? There we go. Dumb No, that's the funny thing is, a lot of people are surprised to find out I actually don't like Galvatron all that much. I don't dislike Galvatron, but Galvatron's not my favorite character or anything. It's literally just I had a piece of toy photography that I took and I really liked, so that was my PFP. And then Zammy Zam gifted me that Galvatron PFP. But, sorry, Mom Makes, I've not noticed anything about Motu. Kristen, my favorite Transformer is probably Scrapper. He's my favorite Decepticon at the very least. My favorite Autobot is Cliffjumper or Alita. My favorite Decepticon is Scrapper or RID 2015 Steeljaw. My favorite Predacon is Black Arachnia. And my favorite Maximals are Airraiser and Tigatron. So Rhythm Lensman, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. Is either I'm going to... Because I also felt like, what if I did Transketo? Because no one else would ever have a PFP of Transketo. The problem with a Transketo PFP is he looks too much like the goddamn Predator. Because everyone's going to assume that this is now a Predator channel. Exactly, Dumb Jake World. I love Cliffjumper being the nice, well-meaning jock who isn't the brightest, but by God, he's trying. He's Launchpad. He's Launchpad of Transformers. All right, let's open up this Megatron. Keep in mind, when this thing came out, it was like $24. $24 will buy you a deluxe Transformer. Okay. That's not good. Oh, no. The legs. Oh, yeah, look in there. So one of the legs are not going. You can see the little stress mark from where I'm already ripping the leg off the body. That's great. Thank you, Super 7. The arms feel good. The paint is decent. The sculpting looks nice. $24 and the legs don't fucking move. They can move if I break them. Do I regret buying this? You know what? Why don't we just go to another one? I feel bad because Super 7 can make good toys. They can. But yeah, their reaction toys are just way too much. It's the same thing I feel about their Godzilla toys. Their Super 7 reaction Godzilla toys, legitimately some of the best Godzilla toys ever. But they are twice as much money as they should be. Like, they are unreasonably expensive. Like, I understand Super 7 is a smaller company, it's not that much smaller. Like, okay, there's someone out there the other day who took a go at me. It's like, oh, how can you say this is so much better when it's $30 and Marvel Legends is $27? Okay, but that feels better than $3 more expensive than a Marvel Legends. That does not feel as good as a deluxe. Like, holy shit. You know what? Let's see the others. Hey, Dinobot. Dinobot looks okay. No, what? Look at that face. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Hmm. Hmm. So Dinobot looks like a blow-up doll. That's okay though. That's fine. You know, maybe in hand. What the fuck is that? Why is the sword purple? Why is the sword purple? Okay, so the sword is the right color in the toy. This is weird. I want to do a whole video about like the fact that for some reason everyone is now misremembering Dinobot's sword as being purple. It all started with the Masterpiece. And then Kingdom Dinobot, they did the same thing. Is it literally just everyone looked at the same screenshot from Code of Hero? Is that all it took? I don't know. My heart goes out to Super 7 because I think a lot of their toys are really nice. I liked their He-Man stuff when they had that license. I love their Ninja Turtle stuff. Then again, I think the Ninja Turtle stuff is also too expensive for what it is. Cruzilla Dinobot's sword is not pink, and it has never been pink. Don't hit me with that. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay. So right off the bat, Dinobot does technically have more paint than Megatron, but it doesn't look like he does because his colors are so muted. The joints feel better. The joints feel better. He's a lot less impressive looking than Megatron. The scale's decent. No, wait a minute. No, the scale's decent. Dinobot's only supposed to be a little bit shorter than Megatron. That's fine. Can he actually... What? No. No. Oh, they've actually... No. Okay, so the shield is supposed to go straight out like that, but of course he doesn't have wrist articulation. So you just have to have him hold it like this. Or if you put it like that, that's wrong. He's never... Oh, no. Oh, they just straight didn't think this through. Oh, wow. That's not great. So someone is mentioning the Yellow Park Dinobot. That's just that. Don't be mean to this guy, okay? God has been cruel enough to him as is. Don't bring up what might be the best Dinobot, because holy shit, Yellow Park Dinobot is literally just Dinobot stepped out of the TV. And then this Dinobot is, it looks like in Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm when Quan Chi does the scream. It looks like a meme. It looks like a meme face. That doesn't look like him. It looks like the fucking, there's meat back on the menu, boys. He looks like an orc. It doesn't look like he has a nose. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Brother, ew. Brother, ew. No. What have you done? Okay, he also has a hard time standing. That's good to know. That's good to know. Quacky Wacky, yes, Super 7 does make good toys. Their Godzilla toys are really good. They're just expensive. They're too expensive, but they're good. I will stand by the reaction G2 Megatron. That's the best G2 Megatron toy, which means it's also the best Megastorm toy. Um, their Bludgeon, Super 7 reaction Bludgeon, not reaction. Ultimate's Bludgeon, he was okay. Trax is decent if you get him on a good sell. Yeah, WJ, I'm talking about Ultimates. They had some good Ninja Turtle stuff. Their Micronauts, thank you, Queen Stoach. The Micronauts are okay. They're not as good as the vintage Micronauts, but they're fine. Okay, Quacky Wacky, yeah, the Bonzitron is kind of dookie, but Bonzitron fucking sucks. You think about that? Like maybe Bonzitron just fucking sucks. Maybe Bonzitron shouldn't get a toy. You think about that? Okay, Black Arachnia. Oh no. I've never looked at the Diaclone reboot just because I don't know. As much as I'm interested in the history, I'm not big on Diaclone as a concept. Oh my fucking! What is that? What is this head? She has a fucking Hulk Hogan Fu Manchu. Oh. Okay. Okay. Also, you might be able to notice because of the 5 points of articulation, they've had to put her claws out at an angle because she literally just can't have her hands straight down. Oh no. Okay, let's do it. Let's open Black Arachnia. Okay. You know what? Let's be positive, okay? All of you are being too negative. All of you are being too negative right now. The gun looks okay. The gun looks okay. Okay. They remembered the red thing on the back. Hey, look at that. They remembered the red thing on the back. Did you remember the red thing on the back? I didn't think so. Brutaku, I love Combo Bat and McAlligator. I think they're really fun toys. Okay. Now, she was harder to get out of the box for some reason. Okay, so the head feels like... Oh, that's not great. That's not... There's literally little black specks. They're coming off the Black Arachnia. Okay. Her joints move. What the fuck is wrong with her chest? Look. Okay, look, I'm not trying to be creepy, right? But like, what is actually wrong with her midsection? What's wrong with all of her proportions? It feels like a weird middle ground between the original toy and the cartoon design. That is really, really odd. Also the paint, just paint smears throughout the entire thing. How many eyes does the spider have? No, that's right. She's supposed to have 9 eyes in the spider mode. Because in case you don't know, Tarantulas and Black Arachnia have 9 eyes, and the gun does not fit well. Do I regret buying them? You know, life is a collection of meetings and farewells. We'll never forget the time we had with Super 7, as short as it may be. I don't know why I'm quoting Bob Cratchit. I don't think Tiny Tim just died because Tiny Tim was good. But that's not the point, okay? You guys are being too negative, okay? You are being too negative. Someone says I should eat them. Okay, which of them would taste the... He would taste the best. I don't know why. I just know he would taste the best. Dumb Jake, So... You say you wonder if they're supposed to stylistically be more limited. My argument there is they're too complicated. If you're going for Kenner, like Megatron especially, like look at these colors. This is way too complicated a deco for Kenner Star Wars. And also, Kenner Star Wars, their legs could move. This guy, I'm gonna break him if I keep trying to move this leg. Like, my problem with Super 7 Reaction really is they don't actually look simple like Kenner Star Wars. Like, the Godzilla toys are way more guilty of this, but same thing with these guys. This isn't something you could buy in the 70s. This level of paint and sculpting on this style of figure? No way. Dinobot, I could buy more. I still think his colors are too complicated, but you could. You could potentially see a toy like this out of Kenner Star Wars. Black Arachnia, absolutely not. Like, I think stylistically, I don't think Reaction has ever figured out what they want it to be. Because some toys look way too complicated, and other toys feel like they weren't really trying. Like, let's compare it to the Star Wars Retro line. Those guys actually do feel a lot like Kenner Star Wars. Entirely because, like, they use a lot of similar sculpting. Who do I think would be a good voice actor for Drift? I don't know why. I know exactly why. My gut says Phil LaMarche, and it's entirely because of Samurai Jack. So, Heshion, the point of Reaction was supposed to be we're doing Kenner Star Wars inspired toys. Because this was at the height of Kenner Star Wars kind of making a comeback as a big collection. Like, the 2020s were very kind to Kenner Star Wars. That's when you got the Star Wars Retro. That's when you got, like, Stan Solo and Pro Customs doing their, like, additional kind of third-party Star Wars Kenner figures. So that's what Reaction was supposed to be. But obviously they didn't have the Star Wars license, so I think they started with, like, what's it called? The one with the Colonial Viper, Buck Rogers. They started with, like, Buck Rogers and, like, Universal Monsters, and then it kind of just kept going from there. But, like, it's really odd. Yeah, that was another thing, is they did the Alien toys that were supposed to come out in the 70s and got canceled, and those were great. Those looked good with your Star Wars figures, but they also just looked good as what they were supposed to be, the original lost line of Alien toys. But yeah. So, Dumb Jake, I don't know. Let's take it out. I now know. So when you put it in, you're able to move the arm from side to side. Keep in mind, this was an Armada guy, and the Minicon gimmick was literally just supposed to be you plug it into this arm to give him a gun. So the Cyberplanet key just lets you move the shovel from side to side. That's fine. Also, you can do this. Oh, that'd be fun. Okay, line up, you stupid fucks. Sagat, get out of the way. You're too good to be in the line of fire. Chun-Li, you too. Shaggy, careful. Careful, Shaggy. Careful. No, Shaggy fell. Okay. Long rack. Our worlds are in danger, buddy. Get him. Yeah. Fuck yeah, he got them all in one. He got them all in one. Oh, long rack, the hero. Look at Long Rack. Long Rack, sir. I was not aware that your penis was also so long. And so you know what? Suddenly, I have no regrets buying these toys. You guys hear that rain outside? It is storming. If this stream just randomly dies, it's because it's going to, like, my power is going to go out. Hey, Spider Dad, I'm doing alright. How are you? Here, standing back up. Can I transform him? I have never transformed this mold. I've never owned this mold. But let's try it. We're going to do it together, okay? Transformers. I can feel it. The head is going to go back. Yeah. And then these guys are going to come up. Maybe. Maybe not. The legs. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Oh, I can see now. Maybe not. Okay. I'm figuring this out. Thankfully, Armada toys are not the most insane things to figure out. I have no idea where this arm is supposed to go. Literally no idea where that arm is supposed to go. Unless, like, maybe it is just supposed to go up like that, maybe? That doesn't feel right. And it doesn't bend the other way. Maybe if it went down like that, I guess. And then that is absolutely just supposed to be here at the side. Yeah, you guys hear that rain? It is coming down out there. Wow. Okay, so this is not... Oh, wait, you're supposed to fold them in like this, I bet. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. I am still... Rotate the waist again. Oh, there we go. Okay, okay, now we're cooking with gas. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. This was also Dinobot. Because BotCon, they turned this into a Dinobot repaint. I'm okay with it. The arms stick out, lol. Match up the stripes. Is it supposed to go up? It can't go any more up. Blobbles, do I think this fits Dinobot's character? So, the whole reason why Armada Hoist became Dinobot is because Armada Hoist's head looked a lot like Dinobot. Like, literally, the BotCon organizers saw that and they're like, this could be a Dinobot. And that eventually led to the entire 2006 BotCon, which was the Dawns of Future Past, where we got to get the Axelon crew in their Cybertron bodies. I don't think Dinobot was the best one. Primal as Crumple Zone looked amazing. Rat Trap as Ransack from Cybertron looked really, really good. Armada Red Alert, Cyber Defense Red Alert as Megatron looked good. I think Dinobot as Hoist was definitely a little bit iffy. I like the story behind it because Cryotech got his fortune by essentially making weapons and having them look like construction equipment. Kristen, I didn't get instructions with this guy. He was loose. He was as loose as the day is wide. So I don't think it's the best fit out of that box set, but I appreciate it for essentially birthing the entire concept. Okay, that's another thing. If you don't have the Cyber Planet key, you can't extend the arm. So if you put in the Cyber Planet key, you can extend the arm. So you actually do need the Cyber Planet key if you want to use his monster arm at all. I like this guy. He's good. He's better in robot mode. I'm actually, so for anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to BotCon in July. Dumb Jake's actually going to be there. So I'm excited. It's going to be my first ever convention. Really? Jake, Hoist is your most hated Armada figure? That's crazy to me. I love Hoist. But I'm actually going to do a video where I'm going to look back at all of the Beast Wars things that BotCon ever did, because one of the very first BotCon toys ever was Onyx Primal. And that means I'm also going to cover the 2006 box set, which was really good, and the 2016 box set, which was really bad. I just thought that'd be interesting. It's like, it's 30th anniversary of Beast Wars. It's my first ever convention. I'm going to a BotCon. BotCon and Beast Wars do have a big connection to one another within the fandom. I'm really excited for that video. That's going to come out the first weekend of July. I'm pretty sure that's the first Sunday of July that's going to come out. I don't know. I get that, Jake. I've always liked Hoist. It might be my smokescreen bias because I also really love smokescreen. So I don't really have an opinion on Armada. My least favorite, or I don't have an opinion on the Unicron trilogy. My least favorite Armada toy. I'm actually going to look back at my shelf. Least favorite Armada toy. Truth be told, I think it's Overload. Because say what you will about Sideways, Sideways functions as his own toy. Overload's kind of boring if you don't also have Jetfire and Prime. Um, like, for all the jokes you can make about Jetfire being an accessory for Optimus, Overload actually is just an accessory for Optimus and Jetfire. And he's also super big, so he was very expensive. He's really hard to come by now because he was one of the later releases. Like, I don't think Overload's bad. I like having him, but I think he is my least favorite. Um, I know that Sideswipe is considered the worst. I also think that a lot of people are very hyperbolic. I don't think Sideswipe is that bad. I think he looks bad, but he also has really unique gimmicks and he has great integration with his minicon, and the vehicle mode looks really good. Um, like, oh, am I cutting out? Can you guys not hear me because of the storm? It's been storming every day for like 2 weeks. That's probably another reason why I got so depressed. Is it's literally just raining all the time now. I did not know that. Who voices Starscream in Galaxy Force? So, like, I mean no disrespect, right? I want you guys to know this. If you were to say, Ron Bondujan, who is your biggest inspiration here on YouTube? The answer is, and always has been, TJ Omega. Like, TJ Omega is my biggest inspiration, not just in terms of Transformers YouTube, but just in terms of YouTube. They were the first YouTuber I followed, the first YouTuber I really loved. And I adore Plastic Addict. I do think that TJ Omega was a part of the very vocal contingent that wanted to hate on everything Armada. And I get it. We all have our own different interests and likes. I have toys that I constantly make fun of. I constantly make fun of Age of the Prime's Venom. But I do think that because TJ Omega was so influential within the fandom and Plastic Addict was such a good show, things that were supposed to be exaggerated jokes became popular opinion. And unfortunately, that very much affects the entire Armada line because TJ Omega made fun of a lot of Armada toys. Smokescreen, Hotshot, Sideswipe. I don't think it's fair. And I don't think that the Armada toys are bad. The only two lines I still collect are Beast Wars and Armada. The only toys I still actively look for are Beast Wars and Armada. I get more enjoyment out of a bad Armada toy than I get out of a great Prime toy or a great animated toy. And I'm not saying I'm right or wrong because that's just my personal opinion. I like the Armada toys. I grew up with the Armada toys. I love those designs. I love their gimmicks. Um, so I know like a lot of people saw that I would praise Armada Smokescreen, and a lot of the comments on that video were like, Ron, everyone hates Armada Smokescreen. Armada Smokescreen is a terrible, terrible toy. Cruzilla, please stop spamming that. Cruzilla, I know you mean well, but we don't have to spam these things. Um, I just like Armada. I really enjoy Armada, and I think that the toys still hold up for what they are. I just I am hoping that as time goes on, we can course correct from this very hyperbolic anger that was directed at Armada and Energon. Um, I don't know. I think that there are worse toy lines. I think there are toy lines that have less of a legacy and were less unique. Armada Smokescreen, I think, is one of the best Transformers ever. The gimmicks are incredibly fun. His design is pitch perfect. And he has one of the best minicons ever. Liftor is great. Cruisella, it's okay. You know, it just we don't have to spam. You know, well, if we give it a second, we can always come back around to comments and questions. But yeah, and again, I'm not hating on TJ Omega. Please don't anyone go and say like, hey, you know, Ron Bondejon's talking shit on TJ Omega. If the first time TJ Omega acknowledges me is to like shit talk me, that's going to actually be my 13th reason. Don't do that to me. But I do think that TJ Omega had a lot of young people and people who really weren't connected to many fandom things find their channel very early on into Transformers gaining popularity online. And I think that did ultimately lead to us having very caustic opinions on toy lines that really it was just meant to be a gag, meant to be a joke, you know? It's the same thing like who was the most hated person on YouTube for like 10 years? It's the irate gamer. And it's like, why did everyone hate the irate gamer? I don't know, because he was kind of ripping off the angry video game nerd. Nowadays, it's such small potatoes. No one cares about irate gamer, angry video game nerd beef. A lot of people probably have no idea who the irate gamer is now that I'm talking about him because he's so far in the past. But because YouTube was a smaller place, yes, Dumb Jake, I am absolutely talking about Puppet Steve. But because YouTube was a smaller place and Transformers YouTube was much, 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 much smaller, that meant that the people who were vocal and had a platform, their opinions in some ways kind of became the opinion of the community at large. I think we got very lucky in that the people who were so vocal in our community and so active in our community were people like Vangelis and TJ Omega, people who were chill and made great communities. There's a lot of fandoms out there that weren't so lucky. I am looking at Power Rangers, I'm looking at Tokusatsu, I'm looking at Godzilla. These are fandoms where the people who got the platforms early made it a real gatekeepy place. But even still, I think that a lot of Armada's hate isn't because of Armada. It's because a lot of people grew up or were young when they first encountered TJ Omega stuff, and that resonated with them. But like even as a kid, I remember being so disappointed. Like, man, why are you making fun of these Armada toys? I wish I had them. Because even as a kid, I was like, I wish I could get Armada toys. They look so good. You would not believe like how like crushed I was when like the grand return of Plastic Addict was making fun of Transketo. Like literally one of my childhood toys, one of my favorite childhood toys. The grand return of Plastic Addict is, you wanna know what sucks? This motherfucker. I don't know. Okay, there's only one thing left I want to open today. I got the mainline Air-Razor. This was the Air-Razor that was designed by the LA design team, so not Studio Series. This was made by the mainline team, so the same team that would work on things like Cyberworld. If you've never encountered them, mainline Rise of the Beast is really, really, really good. Like these mainline Rise of the Beast toys are great. In some ways, I think much better than Studio Series. This Air-Razor is one of them. So let's open this up. I know I'm supposed to do this on the camera, but if I did it on the camera, I'm always worried that I'm gonna like split my hand open using my scissors. Oop, there's Air-Razor. And then what did we get? We got design, transformation instructions. Oh, hell yeah. We got a little booklet. So what we got? We got, this Primal just got re-released. I saw him at Target the other day. And then this Optimus Prime. These were weird. These were like little Transformers where like all the transformation was in the legs. They were like 3-step changers. Mainline Cheetor is really good. I have this Cheetor. And mainline Bumblebee's pretty fun. But this mainline Cheetor, that shit ruled. Um, of course, you got all the weaponizers. I love these little weaponizers. I actually have my Tigatron weaponizer. I need to go get my Tigatron weaponizer. I'll be right back. So, I used to have all of the Rise of the Beast weaponizers, the Target Masters, but I got rid of a lot of them. I kept Tigatron, because Tigatron is favorite. What's cool about these guys, right? They did Rhinox, Air Razor, Tigatron, Cheetor. They're to scale if you're looking for Beast Wars to G1 scale. Because the Beast Wars characters are supposed to be the size of like the Minibots and the Target Masters. So, if you want like to scale Transformers, get these Rise of the Beast Target Masters and put them with your Generation's G1 crew. They fit in. They really do. Now then. Come on. Oi. Using an actual rope in here. Jesus, okay. There we go. Come on, Air Razor. Come on, Air Razor. You're almost out. You got it. There we go. There we go. Oh, this is kind of cool. Look at this backdrop. Like runes, and you got like Rhinox. You have like Beast Wars Megatron. You have a Primal down here. You got Scorponok, Black Arachnia. These motherfuckers didn't even show up in the movie. Dinobot right here. That's pretty cool. Air Razor is right here. This is a really cool backdrop. I wish we saw something like this in the movie. Is the Predacon logo on here? There's an Autobot logo, Maximal logo, Decepticon logo, no Predacon logo. Even though they are depicting Predacons here. Because look, Black Arachnia, Scorponok, Megatron. I don't see anybody else. I think I've identified everybody. Dinobot who wasn't even in the movie. That's weird. So, mainline Air Razor, who apparently has a lot of inspiration from Energon Dive Bomb. First thought, nice head sculpt. That's a really sharp looking head sculpt. I like that. Articulation, we have ball joint at the head. We have a ball joint in the shoulder, actually. So we have a hinge at the shoulder and then a ball joint, upper arm cut, single jointed elbow, nothing in the waist, but universal hip, upper leg cut, single jointed knee, and then ankles can go back and forward. Okay, good for a Transformer. Fix the shoulder pads. There we go. Oh, shoot. Oh, shit. Okay. Let's see here. Get your shoulder pad back on. There you are. There you go. All right. Decent looking Air Razor. Decent looking Air Razor. Robo Warrior, the reason why I don't shit on Rise of the Beast quite as much is because I don't talk about Rise of the Beast quite as much. I'm not big on that movie either. I don't think Rise of the Beast is as bad as something like, say, Last Night or Age of Extinction. I still don't think it's a good movie. I think it's better than most, though. Like, because the bar is so low, it probably is in like the top 3 Transformers movies. That's especially true if you're only counting live action. But there's stuff in Rise of the Beast that I think are decent. I can't think of them right now, but I'm sure there are things in Rise of the Beast that are decent. I think it was sad when Primal had to kill Air Razor. That was sad. Primal killing Battletrap and Optimus Prime being like, "He was mine." That was fine. RC was cool in the movie. Pablo was cool in the movie. Scourge was great as a villain, very cartoony villain. I think I'm tapped out on things I liked about Rise of the Beasts. Not a great movie. Mirage was a great character. Liked him and his connection to Noah. Yeah. Mirage and Noah's friendship was more believable than Sam and Bumblebee's friendship. If I had to rank the Transformers movies, fuck it, we're doing this now. Ranking the Transformers movies from best to worst. Queen Stowage for Pablo, I would recommend the simple one that came with the Rhinox Target Master. He was a ton of fun. There was also a mainline Pablo that was really fun, but my personal pick for best Pablo was the Target Master 2-pack. Queen Stowage, I don't know, because I think the Noah Mirage dynamic is a lot different from the B Charlie dynamic. I like them both. I think though, B and Charlie, it feels like Charlie is the older sibling in that relationship. With Mirage and Noah, it feels like Mirage is the older sibling in that relationship. I think it's a very different feeling set of characters. Okay, we're ranking all the Transformers movies. I think number one is still Bumblebee. Bumblebee is the best movie in this franchise. Do not at me, I'm right. Shatter and Dropkick are great villains. B and Charlie have a great dynamic. I like the action in that movie. Transformers 1 is probably the second favorite. It has problems, but it has a lot of great moments too. It has low lows and high highs. After that, probably Revenge of the Fallen. Not because Revenge of the Fallen is good, but just because I think Revenge of the Fallen is funny as fuck, and I would go back to that movie any day of the week. It's the only of the Bayverse movies that didn't make me want to slam my head in a door. I didn't have to take breaks while watching that movie. After Revenge of the Fallen, so that's the top three. After Revenge of the Fallen at number 4, probably Rise of the Beasts, just because Beast Wars is in there. At number 5, I'll put the G1 movie. Sure, why not? At number 6, Transformers 1. Not Transformers 1, Transformers 2007. At least it's halfway decent, but it's boring. It's boring, like watching paint dry. After that, I would put Age of Extinction. Really good robot stuff, but the worst human stuff. After that, so second worst movie would probably be The Last Knight, because at least there's still Crosshairs and Hound around in that one. And the worst Transformers movie of all time is Dark of the Moon. That movie sucks. That movie is dog shit. I literally did not enjoy a single second of that movie. I watched it with a friend. It's the only Bayverse movie that made us both so depressed and so bored that we didn't want to do anything. It's like reliving traumatic events. I have made this joke before. It's not a joke. Watching watching Dark of the Moon. Watching Dark of the Moon and seeing the Decepticons murder everyone in Chicago and how nihilistic and bitter and negative that movie is, especially with Optimus Prime being like, we had to let them murder those children in order for you to see that you need us. I have not felt that despondent without being in the house with my abusive drug addict father. I'm not big on Dark of the Moon. Dark of the Moon sucks. And everyone always tells me Dark of the Moon's the best one. No, it's not. You're all crazy. I'm the only correct one. The rest of you were wrong. So that's my rankings of the movies. Those are the rankings of my movies. And Quacky Wacky, you of course will remember the famous scene of Dark of the Moon where Galvatron, or rather Shockwave, destroys a bus filled with children, the elderly, and kittens. And then after that, Megatron is like, good work, Shockwave. Now go murder those children. And then Shockwave does. On screen, just the worst of humanity. And they're not even human. I don't like Dark of the Moon. That one's bad. I'm not gonna hit Michael Bay with claiming that he stole imagery from 9/11. I'm not going to claim that because he did. No, hate that movie. Hate that movie. It's awful. The only good thing about Dark of the Moon is when someone sent me that meme where they took the boys' dialogue of Homelander, but they did an impression of Sentinel Prime. So it's Sentinel Prime with the helmet off as Optimus pulls up the shotgun, and it's Sentinel going like, "No, Optimus! You want me to shut your dick? I will! I'll suck your dick! I'll eat your shit!" That's the one good part of Dark of the Moon, is the fact that 20 years later, someone made a meme of Sentinel Prime saying he'd suck Optimus Prime's dick. Crizella, be careful with that. You'll get the string pulled. Quacky, literally, if Optimus just said something like that, like, "This is for Ironhide," that's fine. But no, like, they played up like, "I did nothing wrong. I was morally correct to kill that old man." I'm not big on Dark of the Moon. It's good, Cruella. I think Dark of the Moon might be my least favorite Transformers thing ever. No, it's not. It literally cannot be. It physically cannot be my least favorite Transformers thing ever. But it's not great. It's pretty high up there. What was the highest ranked Michael Bay movie? It was Revenge of the Fallen. It was Revenge of the Fallen. And it's not because Revenge of the Fallen's good, it's because Revenge of the Fallen is such just like horrible dog shit. It's super funny. Like there is a weird like glee in Revenge of the Fallen that is kind of infectious. And also, like, there's good fight scenes in Revenge of the Fallen. I think there's better fight scenes in Revenge of the Fallen than in Dark of the Moon. Yeah, chaotic. That's why I say Dark of the Moon physically cannot be the worst Transformers thing, because Kiss Players exists. Rhythm Lensman, I forgot the Alice thing. Shit. Okay, Tended Winter, you're right. Leo is the most insufferable man alive, but I also get to see him get tased in the balls, which is funny. And I get to see Seymour Simmons take off his pants and he's just wearing a thong. We get a close up of his fucking secret tunnel. And it's like, oh shit, okay. I didn't know you were a freak like that, Seymour Simmons. Yes, I did. Yeah, I did, because he makes that really unfortunate comment about Michaela in the 2007 movie. Fuck. Oh, so Dell's Gunpla. This is a 2021 re-release of a vintage Beast Wars toy. This is K9. Everyone else here, these are modern toys. So this came out for Rise the Beast, so this would have been like 2019? No, it would not be. It would have been like 2022, 2023. And then these guys came out in like 2025. I'm not going to open Tigatron just because I want to open him during his review when we get around to it. The only reason he's on the desk is because I forgot to take him off the desk. Shut up. The Bayverse movies do not connect to the 2009 Friday the 13th movie. You shut up. That's not real. That's not real. How does it connect to Friday the 13th? Fuck it. I'm listening now. How does it connect? How does it connect to Friday the 13th, you liar? So, unknown, here's what you gotta do. You just say, you lie to yourself. Rosanna's not from Kiss Players. Rosanna's from Animated. There you go. That's a good lie. Don't let anyone ever tell you that all lies are bad. Some lies are good. That's a good lie right there. I'm happier with that lie. My father was a wheel! The first wheel! Do you know what he turned into? Nothing! But he did it with pride, damn it! Okay. Revenge of the Fallen Jetfire is my favorite Jetfire. Unironically. It is not because, oh, it's so bad, it's good. No. I fucking love crotchety old Scottish man Jetfire. That shit is great. Trent. Wait a minute. Are you talking about the fucking bully character from The Lake? The one that Michaela used to date? There's no way. That it's the same actor with the same character name, sure, but there's no way that's the same character. You're crazy. You're crazy. Wait a minute. So does that mean that like the reason Jason keeps coming back is because of the Allspark? Is the Allspark powered by the teenagers having sex? Is that what's going on? Bumblebee just tunes into that one epic rap battle of history parody where Jason's first line, I swear to God, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this fucking Jason rap battle where the first line of the battle is Jason saying, Mom, the teenagers are having sex. That's what Bumblebee says. Bumblebee rats out fucking Sam all the time. He's reporting it to Optimus. Oh, God. Jesus. Okay. Megatron powered Jason X. Real talk, that would be kind of a fun Transformers crossover. Like, there's a precedent for it because Jason goes to hell. We know he can switch bodies. Maybe Jason could take over a Cybertronian body. We don't know. We do not know for sure. Now all I can imagine is fucking like Mulan. The what's the song? Make a Man Out of You. But instead of the captain, it's Jason. And instead of Mulan, it's Optimus and the other Autobots. Jason's the one who's like putting them through their paces, teaching them how to like rip dudes' heads in half and tear out eyeballs and shit like that. I've returned Longarm to his natural habitat. So this has no connection to anything we're talking about, but I want you to know I am planning on doing something for the G1 movie when it comes out, right? Here's my plan. I'm going to take that song Worthless from the Brave Toaster, the Brave Little Toaster, the song where all the cars are singing about how they don't matter as they die horribly. And I'm going to make a music video and I'm going to show all the G1 characters dying in the movie. The one that goes like, I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I got my kicks on Route 66. That's going to be Ironhide. And his part of the song is going to die when Ironhide gets shot in the fucking face. When you really think about it, that whole scene from the Brave Little Toaster, it's funny. You go back and listen to it. It's a really upbeat, catchy song of a bunch of people who are terrified of their death, except for the last one. Rebel Warrior. Armada's 25th isn't until next year. Trust me, Rebel Warrior, okay. Cards on the table. Cards on the table, Rebel Warrior. I don't know if I'm going to be making as many videos in 2027. I talked about all this. If I am still making videos in 2027, I actually already have plans to celebrate both the 25th anniversary of Armada and the 20th anniversary of the movie. Like, I have ideas on a chalkboard. And that's like the Artist Alley's documentary style videos, reviews of the Armada toys, stuff like that. I'm starting to lose my voice. I don't think I've been drinking enough water. Oh, I wouldn't be trying to monetize anything from Transformers the movie. That said, I do know that they're trying to take a lot of that stuff down. I keep getting strikes on old videos and having to fight those, which is another reason why money hasn't been great this past month. Yay! Thank you, Hasbro. Yeah, Team Four Star did do a version of it, and they were like all in character. My expression when Hasbro blocks the Acid Storm video for a month straight. Here, you stand here amongst friends, Shaggy Rogers. Norville Shaggy Rogers. Real talk, I grew up with a kid named Norville. Don't know what happened to him. I think they're still alive. They probably. I actually don't know. Okay. Yeah, don't name your kids Norville. Don't name your kids Norville. If I thought I had it bad in school, I didn't have as bad as fucking Norville. So you make that joke, Queen Stoge? Yeah, Shaggy and Airraiser kind of are in scale if you're talking about Beast Wars Airraiser. Because keep in mind, Optimus Primal is 5'8". Like the Beast Wars characters are really small. So, like Primal, I have heard that. I know that Chris Cox keeps claiming that they're using AI for the design of the toys, and like he also keeps claiming, by the way, we go and talk to AI Megatron all the time. He makes fun of my music taste. Chris Cox is a cocksucker. I don't think he's telling the truth. And here's what I think is happening: is his R&D team tell him that they've made like an AI that can do that, but no, I don't think that there's actually an AI actually designing any of this shit. I think Chris Cox is at best lying, and at worst, he is legitimately that dumb that he is that easy to trick. That's just my 2 cents. Keep in mind, this is the same guy who's like, yeah, I've really put our strategy into making games after canceling every fucking game under his watch. We're gonna make a lot of money. I've spent $1 billion in games. You gotta fucking release the game to make the money. Uh, yeah, no. So I always bring this up, and people think that I'm messing with them. G1 Bumblebee might have a couple of inches on Beast Wars Megatron. Oop. See ya, Barry. I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream. Like, the Beast Wars characters are super tiny. If you don't believe me, if you think I'm making that up, literally just go and watch the agenda. You see the fact that Megatron could, like, fit in Optimus Prime's palm. He's really tiny. Like, Rat Trap is the size of an actual rat. Air Razor is the size of an actual bird of prey. Cheetor is the actual size of a cheetah. Tigatron's the actual size of the tiger. They're really short. So here, the final challenge: fucking Sagat versus Shaggy. Oh no, Chun-Li just fell. She fell directly into the Scooby Snacks. That's embarrassing. Here, get out of the way, guys. This is a legitimate competition. This is a legitimate competition. Fists will fly at this location. Shaggy versus Sagat. Shaggy wins. No diff. No diff. I mean, Queen Stoge, I don't mind the toys being the same size because, one, that means the toys generally get to be better than they would be if they all had to be super tiny, but also that means that the Beast Wars cast are in good scale relative to each other. Like, if we were to make the Beast Wars toys to scale with G1, Megatron would be like a tiny deluxe and everyone else would be core class. And I just don't think that'd be as interesting or fun. Um, like, I don't mind the toys, uh, like, being larger than they should be and compared to, like, G1 figures. Again, like, what matters is that they're to proper scale with each other. It doesn't help that in like the Japanese side of Beast Wars, they are the same size as the G1 cast, like full stop. There is no way you could do a core class Dinobot. There is no way you could ever do a core class Dinobot. That physically could not exist. There's there is no way in the current laws of physics that a core class Dinobot could exist. That's the thing is like I really don't mind the Beast cast being the same size as the G1 cast. That's just not accurate to the original show. Like that doesn't matter in terms of toys. Again, I think for the toys, the Beast cast only need to be the right scale relative to each other. No, yeah, like Diatlas and Starsaber are taller than the Combiners. Like Diatlas looks down on Devastator. But like, I don't think anyone wants a Diatlas or a Starsaber to be that fucking big. I say that. Is HasLab Starsaber that big? He's not, right? I'm Masterpiece Starsaber would be, but that's because he's Masterpiece scale. We have been going for 2 hours. I'm not even joking. It's felt like 20 minutes. It's been 2 hours. Holy shit. That's what I thought. I knew Starsaber wasn't massive. So you see, technically, Starsaber isn't to scale them. Unless you're talking about like to scale with just Deathsaurus and Leo Kaiser. If we're just talking to scale with Leo Kaiser and Deathsaurus, yes, he's in perfect scale. But he's not in perfect scale if you put him with like a generation shelf. A HasLab Diatlas would be pretty fucking cool. I would really like a HasLab Diatlas. I love Diatlas. I've been thinking about making a video. My pipe dream HasLabs. I I I really want like Magnaboss and Tripredicus. I think they would be great HasLabs. I don't think they'll ever happen though. So Rhythm Lensman, you're right. He is to scale with Combiner Wars Combiners. The issue is Combiner Wars Combiners also aren't to scale with Generations figures. Like I do not want to be that guy, but like if you're buying Transformers, we just have to accept they're never going to be to scale. They literally just can't be unless you're going to pay exorbitant amounts of money. You will never have a Metroplex that can scale with your other Transformers unless you buy that fucking $5,000 one. And if you do that, you're buying a roommate. You're not buying a toy. You are buying a human being that can transform. That Metroplex, that third party Metroplex. I'm gonna say it, that shit shouldn't exist. That third party Metroplex existing is a condemnation on all of us as a species. That is the hubris of man. That fucking Metroplex. That is a modern Tower of Babel. We have gone too far, and God now needs to punish us. Take us right back down. Oh, God. That's 2 strikes. We get a third strike. He's sitting the meteor again. That's just the reality. You know, he's going to fucking throw that rock back at us. He's already winding up the pitch. That's what Ultron was trying to say. Ultron was trying to warn us. God's fucking ready to do the fastball special with the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs. He's gonna send that motherfucker back down. Oh no. Uh, So I always thought the term divorce class figure was funny. I found out recently that apparently there's like a civil war within the fandom as to what that joke actually means. Because that's what makes a joke really funny is when you analyze it down to the finest straw. Um, that said, I saw a lot of people say like, "Oh, that joke's supposed to be that you can't tell your wife about collecting because girls don't like Transformers." I can guarantee you that is not the joke anyone's making. The joke everyone's making is that if you buy that Metroplex, it's like a midlife crisis. It's not that that thing causes the divorce; it is you are divorced. Um, like Queen Savage, I get what you're saying, but I don't think that's the joke people are making. I don't think the joke is like you gotta hide this one from the missus. I absolutely think it's the joke is supposed to be. Oh, this guy's kind of a fucking tool, isn't he? And look, if you love Metroplex and you just need a Metroplex that you can be eye to eye with, whatever. You do you. You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. You don't need that Metroplex. That Metroplex is like half a year of rent. You crazy fuck. I've never met anyone who actually bought that Metroplex. It makes me wonder how many of those Metroplexes do you think have been sold? And how many had to be sold for the company to make a profit? Because I'm convinced that's the type of thing where, like, if they sold like 100, they'd probably start making a profit. Sky Step, I like that. The idea that if you get divorced, you're going to have to custody battle over your adopted child, Metroplex. Um, yeah. Like, look, I know I'm boring. I think Titan Transformers are too goddamn expensive and too goddamn big. I think most of the Commanders are too expensive and too big. That's $1,200. Like Transformers, that's not just a month's rent. That's a month's rent and all of my utilities for that month. That's too expensive for one toy. It's worth the money for what you're getting, but fuck me, why do you need that? You get what I'm saying? Then again, what do I know? I spent fucking $24 on this. I didn't spend as much for those two, but I did spend it on this one. Rhythm Lensman, I'm sorry. Am I boring because I'm just talking, or am I boring because I don't buy Titan class figures? Now I need to know. Are you saying the content is boring, or that my life is boring? Oh God, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I could open tonight? Because I don't want to end the stream. I'm having a good time. Okay, I got something. Sagat, Shaggy, I need you to clear the space a little bit, boys. There you go. I'm gonna be right back. I gotta go into the Ron closet. The Ron closet where I keep all the garbage. Here it is. Here's all the garbage. Oh, it is. It's bad. It's bad in here. Oh, shit. Things are actually falling. Okay. You know what? That's fine. That's okay. As long as I live in denial, it can't hurt me. What can I open? What can I open? Sure. Fuck it. You too. What fell? What fell in here? Oh no, Leonardo! Oh shit! It's scary in there. It's scary in that closet. I think someone lives in there. I've not been able to prove it. Everyone tells me that there's 2 raccoons in this neighborhood, but I know there has to be 4. Because they keep telling me about one with little dots that I haven't seen yet. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, I have random shit to open. Okay. Rhythm Lensman, you're good. You're good. I'm sorry, Robo Warrior. Yeah, no, that sucks, Steve. Listen, I know that this is not an ideal spot to like get super deep in anything. Feel free to like rant in the chat and just get that out of your head. If you need to talk to someone though, you can email me. Um, that sucks. That really sucks, Robo Warrior. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, no, I got random bullshit to open. Another Super 7 thing. I got the Super 7 Hedora, and I also got a basic Mr. Perfect. Um, Mr. Perfect is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Um, so, Thomas, you were completely right. He is the Smog Kaiju, and he is from the Showa era. This is one of the very few Mr. Perfects to have his iconic costume, which is the blue. Oh, see you, Rhythm Lensman. Um, so my favorite wrestlers of all time, right? They're Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, Scott Hall, and then Dusty Rhodes. Those are my favorite wrestlers of all time. Oop. Oh, Matt, I'm so excited for the remaster of Destroy All Monsters Melee. I am so excited. That game is not balanced. That game is a fucking mess, but it's a glorious mess. I love that game. I'm so excited for it to come back out. Literally, one of the few games that I play a lot is the PS2, not Destroy All Monsters, but Save the Earth, the sequel. That's like one of my favorite games of all time is Save the Earth. I'm so sad that Biolante wasn't put in to Save the Earth. You can only play as Biolante in the shitty Wii one. All right, we got a Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect has a ball joint at the head, universal at the shoulder, universal at the elbow, universal at the wrist, swivel at the waist, decent spread, ball joint hips. He has single jointed knees, upper leg, or rather a calf cut, and nothing in the boots. So Mr. Perfect is a basic class figure. The WWE basic class figures usually go for like $12. This is what the DC Mattel guys are based off of. Like you can see that they share almost the exact same articulation scheme, right down to having nothing in the ankles. They go for the same price point. They scale with each other. Oh, how does Mr. Perfect scale with specifically Batman? Here. So weirdly enough, I know that this looks like it's not in scale. It is. Canonically, Batman is 6'2", and the real life Mr. Perfect was 6'4". So that is to scale, believe it or not. Mr. Perfect would be taller than Batman. Love Mr. Perfect. Love Mr. Perfect. I've been wanting this toy for so long. A Mr. Perfect with the new head sculpt and the classic costume. Unfortunately, mine has like smudges right there on the chest. Good toy. Decent toy. Got this guy for $10 because they didn't do the price increase yet. Now you get these guys for closer to 12, but I think it's still decent. Still worth it. You don't get any accessories with the WWE guys. But you see, that's why I knew the DC guys were going to be good, because they're using essentially the same exact bodies. So Queen Stoge, that's not an invitation. A warrant is not an invitation. That is permission, but that's not an invitation. There's a difference. Yeah, I see what you mean, Scott Duncan. You can really see it right there where they like tried to glue the hair to the head. But again, it's a cheaper figure. I can live with it. And now we can open Hedora. Oh, shoot. Oh, I'm sorry, Sagat. It's a hazardous thing, being a toy on the display stand. So this was I think it was a convention exclusive. I just really like this color scheme on Hedora. Like this toxic sludge. Looks really cool. Again, this is a great line. It's too goddamn expensive for what it is, but this is a great line of Godzilla toys. The Super 7 Godzilla figures. For real, this is the actual Multiverse of Madness. The actual Multiverse of Madness is random Beast Wars characters, Mr. Perfect, Sagat, Chun-Li, Shaggy Rogers, Long Rack from Cybertron, and a tiny Hedorah. Looks good. I like this. Literally looks like a Scooby-Doo creature. Love the sculpting on this guy. Paint looks good too. I say this guy, Hedorah is they them. Hedorah has used he, him, she, her, and they them pronouns. I like Hedorah. Hedorah's cool. I think Hedorah is technically the second woman kaiju. Because Biolante came later. Yeah. Yeah, I think Hedorah was number 2. Wave. Wave to the people, Hedorah. There you go. What a weird design. Great colors on this mold. Okay. I think I'm just about at the end of my rope. I'm having a great time, guys, but I am very tired. And it is so hot in this room. It is disgustingly hot in this room. Because whenever I record in here, I can't turn the AC on. It gets too loud. So, I think I am going to start wrapping up the stream. But before I do want to say this. It has been a rough couple of months on the channel. It has been a rough couple of weeks on the channel. Views are down. Money is down. It's harder to get videos out because they keep getting copyright claims. I was in a real bad place earlier this week. And I made those videos entirely because of that place I found myself in. I want you to know how much it means to me that so many people reached out just to check in on me. I legitimately didn't know that many people cared. I didn't know anyone cared. So thank you guys for that. None of you had to do that, and yet you all chose to do it, and just to let me know that there was someone out there who cared. We're going to keep the usual pattern of videos up until December. Come December, I'll make a decision if we're going to slow down or if I might take a break for a bit. Especially with the second channel starting up, that's still in the plans. July, I'm still launching Fight Engine. I'm really proud. I'm wrapping up the script on Oro right now. But yeah. Thank you guys all so much for watching. It's been a good stream. It's been a good night. I am going to go ice down now and try to cool down a bit. But thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for making it a good stream. And hey, we will see what we get up to next time.